In this video, we're going to show you how to install the fuel tank filler neck seal on your Ford Mustang, located on the filler neck tube. Underneath the hood, you're going to locate the fuse box here just in front of the shock tower. You're going to open that up, and on the front corner here, you're going to find a 20 amp fuse. This belongs to the fuel pump in the vehicle. I'm going to go ahead and pull that out using a pair of pliers. I'm just going to pop that on top of the battery and close that down. Now at this point here, I'm going to hop into the vehicle, turn the key, and I want to start it. At this point here, the fuel system has been depressurized, so it's going to be safe for us to open the fuel lines. Using a 13mm wrench, we're going to go ahead and loosen our ground terminal, pop that off, and set that aside. Open up the gas cap door. I'm going to open up the gas cap itself. And you would normally have 3 10mm bolts here. Ours is missing one right here. But we're going to go ahead and loosen and remove these. Go ahead and set those bolts aside. I'm going to go ahead and just tuck a rag in that. Inside the trunk area, I want to go ahead and pull up and remove our spare tire cover. Set that aside. On the forward portion here, there's going to be a plastic trim bezel. We're going to use our trim tool, and we want to pop out the buttons that are holding this in place. Pull that off. Behind the taillight area, you're going to find a little screw-in unit here. This is designed to hold a cargo net. I want to go ahead and unscrew this, turning that counterclockwise. And do the same for the passenger side. Once you have those off, go ahead and grab that panel, pull it up and out of the vehicle. I'm just going to throw these back on to the studs for now. Now with the passenger side liner pulled forward, there's going to be 3 bolts here holding the filler neck grommet and everything in place. I want to go ahead, loosen and remove those. We're using our 8mm socket to remove these. I'm just going to use a trim tool to get underneath the rubber here. Pop that up to release that. On the passenger side of the gas tank, you're going to find a 10mm bolt here. This holds the strap securing the filler neck to the side of the tank. Loosen and remove that. On the bottom side of your fuel filler neck, there's a rubber hose here. I'm going to use my hose pliers. I want to twist and pull this off. There's another line right here. I want to go ahead and pop off. I want to undo this lock. So you're gently going to get behind the clip, pull that clip forward, and then I want to go ahead and separate this from the filler neck. Make sure you don't lose that locking clip. I'm going to use my pick here, and I'm going to go ahead and separate this harness from this little retainer. I want to go ahead and separate these 2 connectors. I'm going to use the pick to press in here and pull this apart. On the back side of the tank here, we're going to loosen and remove this 13mm bolt. Now we have a gas tank jack underneath supporting this. Go ahead and let that hinge drop down. Just over to the other side, we have another bolt here for this strap. Let's do the same. Just behind the bumper, we're going to find on the right-hand strap, there's another bolt here. Remove the two buttons here. Now the strap has a pin that's going across, creates a T here for the hanger. Now there's a hole on either side. On the inboard side, it's a larger hole. You can go through the other side here and push the pin out and go ahead and remove that strap. Now at this point, we're going to lower our tank just a little bit so we can gain access to the top side. Now with the tank lowered down a little bit, we can go ahead and push it over towards the driver's side and wiggle our filler neck out a little bit. Go ahead and rotate this here. With the tank lowered down enough, you can go ahead and grab that filler neck grommet, pull that out, set that aside. Now there's going to be a groove here. You want to fit that inside. So you're going to start putting the inner lip inside the tank and just kind of work that rubber seal, folding that around. At that point there, go ahead and twist that seal, make sure that it's seated. Now at this point here, we'll pull this down. I want to slide our tank over and slide the filler neck into the tank. So I'm going to have some assistance. I'm going to have someone push on the tank, bringing it inward, and I'm going to guide this into the tank through the rubber grommet. I want to be careful not to break this plastic check valve here on this unit. Now I'm going to spray a little bit of solvent over here onto the plastic. That's going to help this slide in. Okay, we are now in place. So we can go ahead and jack up the tank a little bit and level that off. Raise up your tank into position. You want to make sure that none of your hoses or lines are bound up anywhere. So you're going to walk around the tank and just make sure everything is connected properly, routed properly. Everything looks good. Connect the harness here. Use your trim tool to pop out the retainer button here. We have our pin here. We did clean this up. Line this up, feed the pin through. Now we can go ahead and bring that strap up and put the bolt on the front side. Now we did clean up the threads and we put some ADC's compound on the threads. Go ahead and get that started. jack and set that aside. Now we have our locking collar right here. Go ahead and install the screw. You may or may not have to persuade this bend a little bit to get this to line up. If you need to, just use a pair of pliers for it. We're going to install our vent tubes here. And once these are in, let's go back up top. You want to go ahead and install your 3 screws here. Ours is missing one, so we're just going to install the 2 that we have. Go ahead and install your gas cap. And close the door. Go ahead and install the screws on the seal here into the trunk. Go ahead and snug these down. Go ahead and push this back into place. I'm going to remove these plastic retainers here. We just popped them into place. Once these come out, install the interior liner. And then reinstall the retainers here. Once that's in, just snug that down. Repeat for the other side. Line that up and just repeat for the remainder of these. Go ahead and put in your spare tire cover. Close the trunk. Open up the fuse box. Reinstall that 20 amp fuse for the fuel pump. Connect the ground terminal on the battery and go ahead and tighten that down. So once you tighten this up, you want to hop into the vehicle. Turn that ignition key 2 times to cycle it to get that pump to push fuel from the tank to the engine. Start it up. At that point there, you're all set.
When only the best will do, demand TRQ. The only company that lets you view before you do. TRQ is committed to offering the highest quality aftermarket auto parts that are engineered for peace of mind. Thanks for using and viewing with TRQ.